Concise history of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, chapter 7.5a. The Battle of Badr, 17th Ramadan, 2nd Hijrah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was continuously trying to impose an economic blockade on the idolaters of Makkah to break their power and pride. He came to know about a Quraysh caravan with 1,000 camels and about 50,000 dinars worth of goods. He invited the Muslims to intercept this caravan, hoping that Allah will put this booty in their hands. The Prophet ﷺ made the participation in this expedition voluntary. Muslim army consisted of 313 men, 82 immigrants and rest Ansar, with 2 horses and 70 camels. They shared the rides. For example, the Prophet ﷺ, Ali radiallahu anhu, and Abu Lubaba radiallahu anhu shared 1 camel. When Abu Sufyan learnt about the advancement of the Prophet ﷺ, he changed his route and saved his caravan from the Muslims. He sent a person to Makkah to ring the alarm bell according to the custom. Quraysh came to crush the Muslims with an army of 1,300 men, 100 horses, 600 armors, and lot of camels. Every day they slaughtered 9 or 10 camels to feed the army. When the Prophet ﷺ learned that Quraysh caravan has escaped and there is an army of at least 1,000 men to attack the Muslims, he held a consultation with his companions about this new situation. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu and Umar radiallahu anhu announced their support for the Prophet ﷺ. Then Midad bin Amr said, "Please proceed with what Allah has ordered you to do. We are with you. We will not say like the followers of Musa that you and your Creator go and 2 of you fight with them. We are sitting right here," as mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 24. Note that Ansar had promised in Uqba pledge for the defensive war and not the offensive war. Hence, they could have refused to participate in offensive war. The Prophet again asked his companions about the new situation. Sa'd bin Mu'az radiallahu anhu from Ansar said, "If you, the Prophet ﷺ, order us to plunge our horses into the sea, we would do so." The Prophet ﷺ was very pleased to hear this. He informed his companions, Surah Al-Anfal, verse 7. And remember when Allah promised the Muslims that one of the 2 groups, army or caravan, should be yours. You wished that the unarmed, that means the caravan, should be yours. But Allah willed that He may prove the real truth by His words and also cut the roots of the disbelievers. The Prophet ﷺ also said, "Behold, Allah has promised me that He would definitely help me. I'm taking oath by Allah, Allah's excellent name. Here will be the grave of Abu Jahl, and here will lay Utbah bin Rabi'." The Prophets mentioned names of many other leaders of the disbelievers and pointed out their graves before the battle. This is in Muslim. Miracles before the Battle of Badr. There were several blessings and miracles from Allah before the battle. Number 1, the first gift of Allah was that He brought the Muslims out from their homes for the battle. Surah Al-Anfal, number 5. كما أخرجك ربك من بيتك بالحق وَإِنَّ فَرِيقًا مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ لَكَارِهُونَ. and your Creator caused you to go out of your home with the truth. And indeed, a group of believers disliked, I they were hidden wisdom of Allah in sending you out of your homes, just like there was hidden wisdom of Allah in the regulations for distribution of spoils of war. Number two, second miracle. When the Prophet ﷺ made dua and the companions said Ameen, Allah granted their dua. Surah Al-Anfal, verse 9. إِذْ تَسْتَغِيثُونَ رَبَّكُمْ فَاسْتَجَابَ لَكُمْ أَنِّي مُمِدُّكُمْ بِأَلْفٍ مِّنَ الْمَلَائِكَةِ مُرْدِفِينَ. Remember when you made a humble supplication to Allah for help, and Allah granted your supplication, saying, I will help you with 1,000 angels coming one after another in succession. Miracle 3. Allah sent down slumber for the Muslims before battle, and it revived the Muslims. Note that slumber is blessing in a battlefield and is a curse during prayer. Miracle number 4. Allah sent down rainwater from the sky to enable the Muslims to clean themselves, and it made the sandy soil around the Muslim camp firm, and it made the soil around the disbelievers muddy and slippery, as says in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 11. إِذْ يُغَشِّيكُمُ النَّاسَ أَمَنَةً مِّنْهُمْ وَيُنَزِّلُ عَلَيْكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً لِيُطَهِّرَكُم بِهِ وَيُذْهِبَ عَنكُمُ رِجْزَ الشَّيْطَانِ وَلِيَرْبِطَ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ وَيُثَبِّتَ بِهِ الْأَقْدَامَ. Remember when Allah made slumber overcome you to provide you comfort from Him, and He sent down rainwater from the sky to clean you with it, and to remove the whispering of Satan, and to strengthen your hearts, and to make your feet firm. Miracle number 5. Allah ordered angels to raise the courage of the believers, and by taking part in the battle, cut the necks of the disbelievers. Surah Al-Anfal, verse 12. إِذْ يُوحِي رَبُّكَ إِلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ فَثَبِّتُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا سَأُلْقِي فِي قُلُوبِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا الرُّعْبَ فَاضْرِبُوا فَوْقَ الْأَعْنَاقِ وَاضْرِبُوا مِنْهُمْ كُلَّ بَنَانٍ. Remember when Allah revealed to the angels, Indeed, I am with you, so raise the courage of the believers. Soon I will infuse fear in the hearts of the disbelievers, so strike the disbelievers on their necks and their fingertips and toes, so that they are disabled to fight and disabled to run away. Miracle number 6. Before the battle, Allah showed enemies only a few in number to the Prophet ﷺ's dream. In the Prophet's dream. Surah Al-Anfal, verse 43. إِذْ يُرِيكُمُهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنَامِكَ قَلِيلًا لَوْ أَرَاكَهُمْ كَثِيرًا لَفَشِلْتُمْ وَلَتَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ سَلَّمَ إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Remember when Allah showed enemies as few in number in your dream, in Sallallahu dream. Had He shown you large in number, you would have been definitely discouraged, and you would surely have disputed among yourself about this matter. But Allah saved you from having these differences. Allah saved Muslims from this torture through the dream of the Prophet ﷺ. Indeed, Allah is all-knower of what is in their breasts. Now we mention a few miracles during the battle of Badr. Those miracles were before the battle, now the miracles during the battle of Badr. Number 1, during the battle, the companions witnessed the following miracles. Surah Al-Anfal, verse 44. And remember, during the actual battle of Badr, Allah showed enemy to you as few in your eyes, and Allah made you appear also few in enemy's eyes, so that Allah does accomplish a matter already ordained, and all affairs do return to Allah for reward or punishment. Miracle number 2. During the battle, the punishment of Barzakh was inflicted upon the disbelievers. Barzakh is the period between the death and the day of judgment. Surah Al-Anfal, verse 50. ولو ترى إذ يتوفى الذين كفروا الملائكة يضربون وجوههم وأدبارهم وذوقوا عذاب الحريق. And if you could see how angels take away the souls of disbelievers, hitting them on their faces and backs, saying, "Taste the punishment of blazing fire." Miracle number 3 during the battle. When the idolaters left Makkah, they were worried about their hostile tribe, Bani Bakr bin Kanana, lest they harm the families of idolaters during their absence from Makkah. The Satan came in the form of Suraka bin Malik, the leader of this tribe, and assured the idolaters that he was their supporter. However, when Satan saw the angels in the battle, he took to his heels, as mentioned in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 48. And remember, when Satan made the evil deeds of disbelievers attractive to them and said, "No one will be able to overcome you this day, and indeed I am your supporter." But when the two armies came in sight of each other, Satan ran back on his heels and said, "Verily, I have nothing to do with you. Indeed, I see what you don't see. Indeed, I fear Allah, since Allah is severe in punishment." Now mention the individual combats. First of all, Hamza radiallahu anhu killed Aswad bin Abdul Asad. Then champions from both armies emerged to engage in combat. Ali radiallahu anhu killed Walid bin Utbah. Hamza radiallahu anhu killed Shayba bin Rabia. Ubaidah radiallahu anhu was wounded by his opponent Utbah bin Rabia, but eventually Utbah was killed. In some narrations, Ubaidah radiallahu anhu killed Walid. Fourth or fifth day after the battle of Badr, Ubaidah radiallahu anhu died with this injury on his way back to Medina. The Prophet's Dua. The Prophet was making dua for the help from Allah. The Prophet was making this dua: "O Allah, fulfill what you promised for me. O Allah, bring about what you promised for me. O Allah, if you destroy this band of adherents to Islam, you will not be worshipped upon this earth." When the Prophet came out of his tent after this dua, he said, Surah Al-Qamr, verse 45, "Sayusamul jamu wa yuwalluna ad-dubur." Soon this huge army will be defeated and they will flee towards their backs. This foretelling was fulfilled in Badr and also in Battle of Azab. This punishment is in this worldly life. After this, the Prophet ﷺ took some dust mixed with tiny pebbles in his hand and threw it towards the enemy and said, "Defaced be those faces." This dust miraculously got into the eyes and noses of the enemy. They became disorderly and ran. The Muslims followed them and the disbelievers were defeated. Allah described this miracle in Quran, verse 17. فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُمْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ قَتَلَهُمْ وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى وَلِيُبْلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْهُ بَلَاءً حَسَنًا إِنَّ اللَّهَ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. Hence you did not kill them, but Allah killed them. And you did not throw pebbles when you did throw. Rather, Allah threw, since Allah caused the pebbles to do damage to the disbelievers. And so that Allah may reward the believers very generously for their efforts. Indeed, Allah is all hearer, all knower. Now, here are some glimpses of the battle, actual battle. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ said, strive for paradise whose width is equal to the width of heaven and earth. On hearing this, Umar bin Humam, Umar bin Humam said, fantastic, fantastic. The Prophet ﷺ asked, why are you saying this? He said, I hope that I am from the people of paradise. The Prophet ﷺ said, yes, indeed, you are from the people of paradise. He took out some dates to eat, and then he said to himself, if I wait till I finish eating these, then it will make my life long. Hence, he threw away the dates he had and went to the battle and became a martyr. This is in Muslim. Number two, Ali radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said to me and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, one of you had Jibreel and other Mikael with you, and Israfil is noble angel who comes to battles also. This is in Musnad Ahmad. This is in Muslim that Ibn Abbas narrated, one Muslim was fighting with a disbeliever in the battle of Badr. This Muslim heard the sound of lashes being inflicted upon the disbeliever. Then the disbeliever fell dead. The Muslim saw that the nose and face of the disbeliever were broken as if someone has inflicted lashes upon him. This Muslim related the matter to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ said, what you are describing is true. It was the help from Allah. Subhanallah. Number 4. Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu narrated that I was standing in the Muslim ranks on the day of the battle of Badr. I saw two Ansar boys, one on my right and other on my left. I wished I had been stronger than they were. One of them said to me, "Oh uncle, do you know Abu Jahl?" I said, "Yes. What do you want from him?" "Oh my nephew," he said, "I have been informed that he abuses the Prophet ﷺ. By him in whose hands is my life, if I see him, then my body will not leave his body till either of us meet his fate." I was astonished at that talk. Then the other boy said same to me. After a short while, I saw Abu Jahl walking amongst the people. I said to the boys, "Look, that's the man you asked me about." So both of them attacked him with their swords and they killed him. Then they returned to the Prophet ﷺ to inform him about that. The Prophet ﷺ asked them, "Which of you did kill him?" Each of them said, "I killed him." The Prophet ﷺ asked, "Have you cleaned your swords?" They said, "No." He then looked at their swords and said, "No doubt you both have killed him." Name of these two young men were Mu'az bin Afra and Mu'az bin Amr. The spoil of the deceased was given to Mu'az bin Amr. And since Mu'az bin Afra radiallahu anhu later became martyr in this battle, as mentioned in Bukhari. Mu'az bin Amr lived till the caliphate of Usman radiallahu anhu. Subhanallah. However, the sword of Abu Jahl was given to Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Since he found Abu Jahl still breathing, he cut Abu Jahl's head and brought it to the Prophet ﷺ. This is in Abu Dawud. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah, lazi sadaqa wa'dah wa nasara abdah وَهَزَمَ الْأَحْزَابَ وَحْدَهُ. Allah is the greatest. All praises for Allah, who fulfilled His promise and helped His servants, and He alone defeated all armies. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, this was Abu Jahl was indeed the Firaun of this Ummah. Number 5 event. Abdurrahman bin Auf Dilano and Umayyah bin Khalf were close friends in Makkah. They had mutual agreement that Umayyah will protect the life and property of Abdurrahman, and he will protect the property and life of Abdurrahman in Makkah, and Abdurrahman will do the same for Umayyah in Medina. Abdurrahman narrated, when I was walking between Umayyah and his son, Bilal radiallahu anhu SAS. Bilal radiallahu anhu attacked us with the help of Ansar. They killed the son of Umayyah, and then they tried to attack Umayyah. I told Umayyah to sit down, and I covered him with my body. Even then, they killed him with their swords, and my foot was also injured by someone's sword. This all is in Bukhari. In this battle, 14 Muslims became martyrs, 6 were immigrants, and 8 were from Ansar. Idolaters had their 70 people killed, and 70 were taken prisoners. The day of Battle of Badr was called by Allah as Furqan, since it was the first clear-cut victory of the Muslims and a crushing defeat for idolaters. Hence, an absolute distinction was established between Islam and disbelief. The Prophet ﷺ ordered that the dead bodies of the disbelievers should be dumped in a dead well there. When the Prophet passed near this well, he called the dead idolaters by name one by one and said, "O so and so, was it not better for you that you should have obeyed the Prophet ﷺ? Allah has fulfilled His promise to us. Has Allah fulfilled what He promised to you?" On hearing this, Umar radiallahu anhu said to the Prophet, "O Prophet of Allah, you are talking to bodies which have no life." The Prophet ﷺ said, "By Allah, in whose hand is my life, they are hearing my message more than you." In another narration, he said, "You are not listening to my message more than them, but they cannot answer it." This is in Bukhari and Muslim. Inshallah, this topic will continue in the next presentation. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.